You might have heard some people boast, I get paid for what I love to do. They are lucky, but that probably is the best approach when choosing a career. Sometimes it just happens that the path that was chosen for you by your parents perhaps, or whatever the circumstances were, happens also to be the path that is your passion. But it's not always the case. I remember a friend of mine, when I was nearing college, invited me to his home in his village, actually. And he just wanted me to see where his ancestry comes from. And I quite vividly remember the conversations that I had with his relatives, and his father in particular, who said, this gentleman will be a farmer. He won't be going to college. He was firm about his decision. I tried to convince his father that that's a good way to do it. But as I was coming back home from that village, all my thoughts were, should I be studying, or I wish my father had a profession like this that I could just take up instead of going to college. In other words, I wanted to be like my friend, and my friend wanted to be like me. Things pursued. Of course, he did come to college and joined me, and we had great fun. Neither of us had studied a lot. I managed to pass, but he didn't. He went back to his village. He didn't pursue college. And I did pursue college, and it turned out that that is my passion. Whatever path that I had chosen, I loved my work. I also know of a situation where, as a professor, I met a colleague of mine who was also a PhD from India, who had married to a lady who came from a very rich family. So this friend's father-in-law constantly insisted that he stop being a doctor, come back and take care of the business. Of course, he used to jokingly say, Ramesh, you know I'm a medicinal biologist, but my father-in-law is telling me that stop cutting those rats, come do my business. So he was being forced constantly. He decided to eventually go back to India. And when he did that, he made sure that he made a deal with his father-in-law that he would run a college. That was his passion. So even though he satisfied the family obligations, he continued to pursue his passion by choosing within the business the path that is suitable for him. So the next 3 verses in the Bhagavad Gita are sort of describing this. The best thing to do is, instead of sannyasam to attain enlightenment, Choose a path that you will enjoy in life, to perform your duties, perform services to the community. Choose a path that is your passion, number one. Number two, once having chosen a path that is your passion, obviously you're supposed to enjoy everything you do, irrespective of what the returns are, what the outcome of your work is. So, if you chose a path that is your passion, work that you love, you won't be thinking about the outcomes of your service, and that will give you a path towards enlightenment. If it so happens that your path is not your passion, then by learning, for using whatever method you may choose, including meditation, to detach yourself from the outcomes of your actions. The biggest problems that we face are prejudices, competition, dissatisfaction because of lack of rewards or recognition. All that can be avoided if we somehow develop a way of detaching ourselves from the outcomes of our actions. That's the gist of the next 3 verses.